a layoff is something like an accident. It is an unexpected thing. See, how can you say that none of the employees knew this? I'm not a fool like spending all this money. The clients needed a visit.
When we talk about the job sector, IT industry is the most limelight sector which everyone is focused upon. But there is a backside of the story. Nowadays, layoff is a very common thing which has been done with the employees. I think you might have heard about layoffs. Recently in my company TechNeurons also, layoff happened. It has impacted all the employees. So now we are doing a retrospective analysis of this particular incident for the leftover employees and for the people who have left the company due to this layoff. Everyone wants to know the reason behind this. So let's talk to the CEO of the company to find out the reason.
Okay, thank you, Akarshita, and thank you, Aegis, for coming for a discussion over this topic. This is really serious. So, something really bad has happened. So, whatever you said, it is absolutely right. This is not new. This, I think, we are doing this for the third time, and you had experienced this for the second time, right? So, in the entire history of TechNeurons, so we had conducted three times. One was in 2014, another was in 2022, and another was just recently, 3 months ago. We literally had to fire a lot of employees. We had to close a project. So there was a big impact. So whatever you said is right. So the people who worked, so they were impacted. They lost their jobs, and as minute points, even their EMIs, payment schedules, everything is like gone out of control. They had to go for alternates. Okay, and some people got jobs, and some people maybe still looking for jobs. Okay, so it's a question which we need to have an answer. Why things are happening like that? We need to have a very detailed analysis, which everyone should know. It's not just a matter of the employees at TechNeurons or the people, the ex-employees at TechNeurons. It's a very common thing. It's a very common topic. What would happen in every office or any IT related industry? Okay, so they should be aware. The people should be aware what is happening in the background. So I just want to expose these kind of things so that people are aware. People should be knowing what really happens, how companies are affected, etc., etc. So it's not like some the people only are affected. Even I'm affected. I'm getting my income from the company. See, I'm also a beneficiary like them. They are getting their salaries, I'm also getting their salaries. So the impact is over everyone. It's not just the employees. So we have to look into detail. So you can come up with questions. You can ask me any questions, what you want to know about this. Okay. Then I can give you detailed answers.
At what point that company has decided that layoff, like other than monetary benefits or like business perspective, like how you came up with this layoff? It's a final decision, right? Like it's an emotional like thing, right? So how you made that decision? Like at what point?
See, this is not just an incident. See, this is an accident. Okay. Incident is something which we plan, which we prepare and make a go. But a layoff is something like an accident. It is an unexpected scenario which we have to manage. See, risk management is part of the business. It's part of the show. So when something goes wrong, so we have to pull down this risk management strategies. And this is also a common risk management strategy what companies would do. So we were running into a risk, so I had to shut down several things, at least to save.
That's what I wanted to know basically, that when things were going in a proper flow, so based on the employee's perspective, like we were working in the company and things were going fine according to us, but suddenly a mail came that company is doing the layoff. So the first question which came into the mind of every employee was why. So there was a reason stated over there. It was related to the that clients are not happy and the like project is being taken. I think the similar day itself we all have lost our access to the client. So we were thinking it's some issue, but later on when the mail came, we found out that project has been taken from us. So we really wanted to know that employees were facing issues that was coming to us. We can understand, but it looks like there was a big fight going on between the clients and like you. There was a discussion going on which led to the end of the project. So we really wanted to know the backside story. What we have seen in the mail was that client have taken the project, and that's what we experienced in the morning also, that the entire access was lost from us. So could you please like put a light on this part?
See, how can you say that none of the employees knew this? See, it was commonly, it was aware for everyone, right? So the recent incidents, the recent complaints, so it was even shared to the employees also. Employees in the sense the people who are working over this project. So that was our major project, and the people who are working on this project. So they were aware of the customer complaints. They constantly ignored the complaints. So how the customer can go unhappy when the service is not being good? From my side, what I can do, I've done everything what I could do to mend the situation, but still it is with the employees. They had to correct. So we see, even you are aware like what all counter steps we have done, but there are of course some people who don't want things to be right. So that is what I feel.
Okay, coming to this part, as a CRM of the company, I have experienced the set of complaints we have received from the client. And I do acknowledge this part that yes, we were aware that there were constant complaints coming to us. But like that sudden taking out the project from our hands, it was like very much, for me, it was a emotional moment, because for last 3 years, it was for me, that particular project, but for the company it was for past 15 years.
See, that is a legacy, and to be clear, see, we have just reset the entire system. We have just reset the system. So we have closed the project for the while, but we have not closed the relationship. See, 15 years of relationship is a legacy. So that we are not ready to cut so easily. Only thing is that we have to repair, we have to take some time, we have to build a team, we have to repair the entire kind of thing. It's not a silly story that one fine night they can run away. They were just unhappy with the team. They needed a replacement of the team. Okay, it affected us financially and other factors, it affected us. But whatever it is, during a reset we have to face all these kind of consequences. So being a person heading the business, I had to take the chance, I had to take the risk to execute this. So layoff is something which is a risk management. When an accident happens, so it is because of the negligence, but something has happened. How do we survive further? We have to do some kind of risk management processes. Okay. Remember, okay, maybe you were not there at that time. So how did TechNeurons manage the COVID situation? Okay. When people were losing jobs, so we were pretty safe. Okay, we just had a precaution that there could be cost cuts. So we just did some cost cuts for some point or some period of time. Okay, but no employee lost their jobs. Even there were people who were planning to leave the company before that point of time. They secured themselves staying in TechNeurons for another 6 months because the job availability was low outside. So if you could recollect, see, several companies had to shut down, several companies had severe layoffs. Okay, so but TechNeurons was safe. We were moving in a very safe mode. Okay, and we continued developments, we continued our service, etc., etc. But this time, like over period of time, things are going bad. So this service quality, the attitude of the people, how they see the people, when it is gradually going down, at some point we have to reset the things.
Coming to that point, basically, you might not be aware, but we as an employee, like me even, and other employees also, the first thought which came to our head was like company is doing a cost cutting. So was it really a cost cutting, or was it really to save the project for the future?
It's neither of these. How can you say that is a cost cutting? Because if you really want to cut the cost, that's a different story. Okay, this I can simply repeat the same thing. It was just a reset. We have to start over from zero for some situation. See, the way the business was running, the operations was running, it was pretty bad. There were too many people who were totally neglecting the things like how the business has to go, how the whether the clients are happy. People were not bothered. Okay, so how can you say that as a cost cutting? Cost cutting is something like retaining some members and leaving the others off, just restricting the operations or constricting the operations. So what can be done by 10 members, we have to get it done by 5 members or something like that. Okay, and the other thing, to save the project, it's not saving the project, we have to save the company, right? If somebody is being negligent, and if somebody is affecting, why should the company fail? At least we have the legacy of this 15 years, right? So my first priority should be to retain the company. At least being a person who has led the company for these many years, we should have the strategies how to go ahead. So if we are failing in this kind of risk, then what is the picture of having me here?
All right.
So you said that with these 15 years of legacy, you executed 3 layoffs, right? So what's your point to the newcomer that how a fresher or employee trusts you, like if it is happening next year or something? So what is the trust a like company like TechNeurons will give the freshers or the newcomers?
Good question, but I am repeating the answer every time. What is the trust that the person who is coming in is giving me some gain? I'm doing a business. I'm of course doing it for gain. If I'm not getting the gain, see, that is a security factor over here. The people who come in, people who join TechNeurons, not as an employee but as a member of TechNeurons, they should be working for the vision of TechNeurons. They should be working for the profit of TechNeurons. Then only they will get the profit. They will get their returns. So everyone should be thinking in this ROI factor, return of investment. So what I invest, I should get the returns. What they invest, so their investment is the skills, their time, they should get their returns. But of course, some people, like, they are not willing to put their investment here, just expecting the returns. So how can I make them secure?
Like guide them or whatever you want, like whatever you invested, what are the right measures you have taken to return that skills with that?
So maybe can you just point out exactly like what we have not taken?
If you want a person's skill with like a company's business, then what all measures you need to, like how an employee need to be more effective? So what all measures you have taken as a CEO, as a manager?
See, first of all, we cannot just train everyone, but we can provide the platform. But the group, the persons, even they should have the skills to develop themselves also. Because I'm providing the platform, not just a place to sit, but everything. Okay, I can provide the knowledge, but then the rest of the things is with the team. So if you see a school, so like they cannot guarantee that 100% of the people will have the right output or the equal output. There will be differences, the school or college or whatever. But that is not the case of a company. So it's a profit building place, right? So the people who work in this company, or who people who are part of this company, so everyone should just take part in getting this vision done. See, ultimately the outcome what everyone expects is profit, right? You're working for money, and I'm also sitting here for money, right? They have to put their investment. So I said, I am giving you 50% or 40% or whatever it is. The rest of the things they have to make. Then what? Then otherwise, like, why I'm hiring them? So given some inputs, they should be able to make out from that, right?
So we have to make that
That awareness should be there. They are here for work.
that you need to provide as a manager. You need to guide the person right.
As a single person, how will I manage the whole thing?
You are not the only person in the company as a manager, right? So there are also managers that can be guide the, each employees, or like technical leads or something. So each lead has a certain number of employees, right? So you can guide those, at least if you have a lead.
Yeah, somehow this did not work out. Somehow this did not work out because we had a lot of people. See, this is a retrospective analysis. So I think we are talking about something what can be implemented. But going back to the past, this did not happen. Maybe it could be my fault, or somehow the people did not, like, they were not in proper full sync with me. Okay, and there was no structure. There was a structure, there were leads, there were managers, but ultimately it was not well in shape. There was too much of negligence. We had the certification of standards, but things were not working well.
Sir, whenever any layoff happens, the employees who are working in your company, specifically if I talk about one of your branches in Kochi, Transasia branch, so they are living away from their family and they are living on rents. They are having their EMIs. There are multiple reasons, like they have to pay for everything over here. And today morning they are starting for the company, and they got to know that they are not the part of company anymore. The layoff have happened. So can you understand the feeling of those employees? The person who is going through the EMIs, multiple payments, they're living on rent, they have given advance over there. There are so many things an employee has to go through whenever they come from far from their hometown. Whenever an employee comes far from their hometown, they have to go through lot of financial transactions. And the moment company states about the layoff, they are totally like lost.
See, here a loss is a loss. Personal loss is again, it is big indeed. Okay, but you should be, as a questioner, you should be aware of what happened on the other side also. See, their loss, it can be like rectified or whatever it is within a short period of time, but the impact over the company is also bigger, right? See, now, first of all, this is not a sudden thing. We have given information to them, we have informed them in advance, like we were working on this kind of changes almost in 6 months. We had been giving warnings to them, notices to them, that something is going wrong, client is unhappy, please mend your ways. We had been devising different methods to correct. Even then some people have said that, okay, we were not aware, like this would happen, it was totally unexpected. So that surely says people really neglected the things. They neglected the warnings, they neglected the clients' complaints, they neglected the job. When they are 100% perfect, okay, no need of 100% perfect, at least like 70% perfect in their job, then what is the point, like we should be thinking to send them out?
So coming to this part, actually, when this layoff happened, you can like as per my observation, 80% of the employees were washed off, but balance 20% was still in the company. That's what that's what made the employees doubt about the cost cutting. Was it?
So it's like if you want to save the tree, okay, you have to retain at least the trunk and the main branches. Okay, if you want to kill the tree, you have to destroy it fully. Now if I remove everyone, then how can I sustain the company? How the company, it's not my thing. Okay, it's something like how it will serve for the future, like how it can work in the future. It's like, see, somebody has, it's not totally my fault, right? So there were so many people who were more responsible for what happened. So why should the entire system fail? I never wanted it. Is, say, it's a great effort, it's a long effort what I have done to sustain to this level, just for the negligence of the team members, just for the cost of this. Should I lose everything? Already it has impacted. So it has impacted the revenue, it has impacted the reputation, it has impacted several things. It's almost the same. The financial impact is also here, and it is in a bigger scale. Like see, for the sustaining members, so there has been like the salary delays and other things. So it is not just funny, it is because something has happened bigger for us. See, for a person who lost a job, and especially in IT, it is not so hard to find another. So hardly their impact will be for hardly 1 month or something like that. If they are not able to get a job in this current stage for more than 2 months, then something we have to suspect on their skills. Otherwise, a skilled person will be getting the job within a month, because lots of opportunities are around. But the impact to the company, it will take several months to recover, almost a year to bring back to the same kind of level. So whose loss is bigger?
That is really a point to think. But sir, as
See,
you
I'm not just defending my part. You can ask the question later. I'm not just defending my part. Okay, see why? See, it's only my ownership. It's only my responsibility to save the company.
Did you ask about the employees about their viewpoints or what that issue has
have you
arisen?
ever discussed with the employees directly?
Maybe this is an open discussion right now. They can still interact. They can, if they have points, they can always comment out. They can even come for a direct discussion even. So nobody even took a chance to discuss with me even, because they expected this. They knew this is going to happen.
So as you are the CEO of the company, for sure you won't be visiting the, like, you were not coming to the company so often. So there was a level of management, even I am a part of it. Do you think there was something wrong with the management which lead to like employees being misguided? Or do you feel there was some mistake from the manager, or there was a management politics going on which lead to this issue? See, basically, you are not coming to the company so often, so you have given the responsibilities to the manager to manage everything. But by the end, things didn't work out well. So, do you think it's a management mistake or an employee mistake? That's what I'm trying to highlight over here.
Maybe both. So when there is a perfect sync, or when there is a close to perfect sync, things can work better. There were a lot of incidents like people are not willing to go with, I mean, go along with the manager or listen to their instructions. And there was a kind of culture. See, employees are there, general employees are there, managerial people are there. So there was a kind of culture developed. The common people, they are not willing to obey the managers. It's very common what's happening around. They don't want somebody to question. They don't want somebody to supervise them. They don't even want to take somebody's advice. So as you know, like most of these employees, they are new freshers and belonging to the same age group. So what is really restricting them? It's a point of thought. I don't know how they dislike the managers. When managers are saying clients are complaining, they just deny that. No, this is what we do. We are working perfectly. They just ignore the client's point. They just ignore the manager's points. They are going in their own way. And that is not doing any benefit to the company.
So you mean the internal fight between them caused this mistake?
There was no visible fight even. There was something like a cold war, cold kind of situation. It was all silent, just non-cooperation.
Okay.
Several cases are there, no? So people are not willing to cooperate. When we say like, see, even you can see the reviews. They keep changing the rules. They keep changing the policies very often. Changes, we have to make changes. We have to review based on the situations, based on other factors, based on the current scenarios. We have to update ourselves. But people are not willing to accept the changes. So being on the management, we have to be adaptive, right? How do we do that? How does it mean when we have to say we are adaptive, we are super impactive, whatever it is, but still we are not willing to change?
So your point is like there was no adaptability within the employee.
Something like, I could see something like a non-cooperative kind of style. Non-cooperative, not willingness to adapt or something like that. Simply ignoring certain kind of things. What's happening?
So according to you, what could be the reason behind this ignorance? Was there some personal conflict with you or the company?
Uh, as per my character, like I never felt anybody having a direct conflict with me.
Or might not be the salary.
But they should expect, I mean, they should kind of express it properly, right? If that was a point. So usually we don't set a salary scale by ourselves. When we interview, we just set the salary based on their expectations, not our standards, based on their expectations. So they demand a salary, and we just if we want, we just negotiate, and sometimes we just go with whatever it is. So they agree upon the salary and they enter the company. So what is happening later? And even we do a decent percentage of hike almost every year if they are performing well. That ranges from 20 to 100% even, or even more. We have done even better increments based on their the skill levels, the developments, and their performance, everything. Then what is the point? There is no point like commenting on the salary.
Sir, there was a feedback actually I have seen in the Glassdoor. It was something like increment happened to those who are favoring the managers. Is it a reality?
Of course, it has to be. Because favoring the managers is favoring the systems. I was telling about the same thing. They are not cooperating, not willing to cooperate with the managers. So increment is the growth. When people are, see, whom should we consider? It's not like favoring the managers in a wrong sense. It's not like somebody helping you personally, or not these kind of things. But what we really did is that who are willing to go align with the company's visions. Managers are executing the company's visions or the directions. Okay. So people who are favoring, in the sense, constructively we can say that people who are aligned with the company's needs. Only those people we can consider. Somebody who is doing this kind of neglecting the system and doing a kind of non-cooperation, how can we consider for a hike or something like that?
All right.
Is that reasonable? What do you say, Aegis?
But there can be good manager or a bad manager also. Do you think that there might be a favoritism happening within the company?
See, being somebody on top of them, It is my duty to judge whether he is a good manager or bad manager. I have to see his way of behavior with me, as well as how they behave with other team members. Okay, the way of their production of results, how good they are in getting better results from the team. Okay, and lot of other factors. So the people cannot judge. If they say, suppose if the employee is bad, he will naturally say the manager is bad for me. Even that can also happen, right? Okay, here everything is just based on the results. Suppose if you are talking to me very well, that doesn't mean you are a good manager. I cannot term you as something like a good manager asset to the company. So it's purely at the end of the year or whatever is the term, it's only the results,
But
what you have done for the
but it's a
whole year.
responsibility of the manager, right? If you a manager can't manage the employee, then what's the purpose of a manager? So a manager should be able to manage those person who is not willing to
See, this is not a school, no?
means
Means you cannot carry something like a club or something and make these people obey you. So that happens in school, but here we have to be more in a equality manner. You can only see, you can raise your voice to some extent wherever it is required, but even those people, they will have the rights, no, to resist also. So a manager is not a principal, or manager is not somebody who will frighten their employees to get them to work. So in your definition, what's a good manager, or who is a good manager?
I want to say like those person who need to like uh, think about the employee's perspective and also manager's perspective and also CEO's perspective. These all things are aligned, then only he is a good manager. The one who
Yeah.
the one who maintain an employee to follow the business rule with employee's perspective, then each employee will be definitely follow the employee manager, right? So those person, that depends upon each person to person, it will be different. So each manager is different. So a manager should be, my point of view is, manager should be those person.
Yes, but there could be even people who are resisting, right?
Yeah, that's an exception. It's a
Exception.
10%
Okay.
exception. I'm
Okay.
talking about the 90%. So if a manager is great, then the employee will be okay.
Everyone has to be equally right and great. It's not with the managers, with the other people also. Even they have to be on a righteous way. See, if somebody is intensely resisting, see, usually what happens, see, there is a culture of seniority. It's a bad culture. Okay, seniority, that is only for the knowledge level. If you are a senior person, you may have more knowledge, so you should be serving other people with your knowledge, but you should not be ruling other people with their knowledge. See, what happens, there are 10 employees, okay, and who has been working like more than 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, okay, they are into this employee level, means non managerial level. It's not like something like a lower class, it's a non managerial people who could be working like maybe designers or developers or whatever it is. So one fine day, one new manager is joining the company, okay, so maybe he or she is having like 5 years into the managerial track. His or her job is to manage these people. But see, the difference, what usually happens in the office system is that these people are more senior to the manager. They will not be willing to accept this new person as a manager. See, even if they are more age than them or whatever it is, so no matter, they are new in the environment, so this seniority factor will
But they will
affect.
think that they are the most senior in that company.
Yes, they will try to behave in that way. So is that, so we have seen that in our culture also, in our environment also, we have seen such kind of things. And when there are two managers, when a new person comes, some kind of ego arises. right? Will he be above me or below me? So these kind of things, see how it will sustain in a company. So that will surely affect the environment, other people.
So, how these issues are connected with the layoff?
See, that is existing everywhere. Where there is a group, there will be, where there is a community, there will be politics, different ideas, different divisions. So now itself we are talking about the seniority kind of things. Now again we had the point of some are managers and some are employees. There is a difference. Okay. and and again within the employees there will be like some people who are more senior, they want to create their own groups within the company. So when there are indifferences, okay, then see when we are working for a vision, when we are working for a goal, we have to work together. See, as you know, unity is strength. When there are things breaking, so naturally this unity will be gone. So naturally the impact of the business, the strength of the business will be down. Okay. So we were talking about lot of issues. See, client were not happy, people were going in different kind of angles, and they were working for some unknown reasons. Okay, they were just doing, they were just considering as a job, not as some they were not giving the real value of the work they are doing. Okay, so that created differences, that negligence affected the clients, their works. Okay, I have to state that most of the people, their only goal was just to collect the salary. They were only bothered about the salaries. See, they were even worried about, okay, I'm losing a day, I'm losing an hour. Okay, but nobody had the concern what the client was losing here, what the company is losing here. We were losing our reputation, we were losing our credibility. The clients with whom we were working, they were also losing the hope. A lot of things were losing step by step. But people were more worried about the 1 day's pay or half day's pay or 1 hour's pay. They started thinking only about that. But they had zero ownership feel about the work done. See, organization, a company, a project, whatever it is something like everyone works together. Only when we are together, we can achieve more. So that when that is not there, when their vision, company's vision is okay, it's something else. The employee's vision, it is entirely something else. Okay, they are just thinking about like what they're getting at the end of the month, how they are spending. Okay, so they are worried about their EMIs. Okay, they have to be, but naturally they have to think about the source of this money, right? If they are not looking at the source, if they are breaking the source, then the result they have to face, right? It's only 1 month or 2 month gap, whatever they have got. It is just because they were never bothered about the correctness of the income. Are they contributing well to get the returns? When they never bothered, I think we should never bother about what happened. And finally, the loss is more on the company side, which it is very less what they have seen. Okay, compared to them, we have lost. My personal loss is more. Okay, that nobody is thinking of. I'm an employer, so I have, say, instead of just earning my money something, instead of earning something just for myself, I have raised a company. I have been an employer. I have employed more than 200, 300 people in almost this 15 years. So I'm giving an opportunity. I have set up a platform. It's just not for my income, it is for them also. They should be aware that they should also be responsible for rising above the company. See, everyone, they're expecting the hike, okay, but they should be thinking like what they're doing to get the hike. Say, out of the recent set or out of the last years, the selection of people, and the way they were like grown in the company. I personally had no confidence that this is going to work. So this is something, all this something like even these minute things, it affected the environment, and finally we needed a reset point. The clients needed a reset. So this is what we technically call as a layoff. It's not bad. Okay, we really needed it. And I'm not a fool like spending all this money and just to lose. So should I just stage a drama just to lose all this money? So when I hire somebody, okay, I have a hope, okay, he will return something. But if that hope is lost, what will I do? I had to call up for a reset. So now, on an employee's perspective, a research is something like leaving the current job, finding another thing. But think on an employer side. What I can do? Can I just leave the company and go to another company and work as a CEO? I still have to survive. So I'm the person who has worked for all this time in this company, like 15 years. So I have to think about my survival also. It's not for benefit. I'm losing. So I have to do whatever is the risk management step to cover this and make continuation of my life and my being also. And of course, I have to save the people who still want to trust, who still trust on me, who see their lives in me. So at least I have saved somebody. I have removed several people. So that is the real story. What has happened? This underground mafia system, you can call it as a mafia, whatever it is. It's all politics. Okay, we will try to spread some kind of insecurity, but I don't know why people are using these kind of things to spoil the work.